Hi everyone, I welcome you all to yet another video on my channel. My name is Ayush Saraf and in this video we are going to solve some SQL queries and practice how to write code in SQL. In the last two videos we learned how to clean messy data through Python pandas and how to establish the connection string between Python pandas and SQL database with which we can either send the data set from Python pandas to the SQL database or call the data set from the database to Python pandas or even write the SQL queries right itself in the Python pandas instead of going to an SQL database IDE. Now, in this video, we are going to write some SQL queries and practice our SQL skills. For that, I have taken out some questions. And just to give a heads up, these questions are not done by me, but rather from this GitHub repository that I had talked about in the first video. This GitHub repository contains the dataset, actually the messy dataset, from which you can clean the dataset if you want, and then practice SQL queries. If you scroll down, then you can see these questions, and I have taken these questions only, and here are the expected results. Now, one thing I want you guys to make sure is that in this SQL challenge, the author of this GitHub repository wanted us to use the dirty database only. Okay, and through Postgres SQL and Docker system, he has cleaned the dataset and then used it in his SQL challenge. And he has written the scripts in the Postgres SQL dialect. But since I'm using MS SQL and I'm not that highly skilled to do the data cleaning part in SQL itself. So I first clean the dataset in pandas. Then right now I will write only the SQL queries. So even if you go to this particular GitHub repository and check for expected results and these answers, there is a slight chance that these answers might differ. Okay, I'm explaining this much just to make you understand that there is no problem if the answers differ. It's just that the code matters. Okay, they have written the script in Postgres SQL, but since I use MS SQL dialect, I will write in that only. So let's jump directly into our SSMS and we will start with our first question, which is list all the regions and the total number of countries in each region. Order the result by country count in descending order. Okay, before that, I would like to first show you all the data sets that we had cleaned last time. So if you remember, we had four data sets. We had currencies, languages, cities, and another we had country. I guess it was country or countries. I don't remember, but let's check. Now I will write the code to extract the top 5 rows of each dataset from. Uh, okay, 1 second. I will just change my dataset. It was in Panda study, right? So you can change your database from which you want your dataset to acquire the results. It was in Panda study, so I guess now it will show me, right? If I write yes, currencies. Okay. Similarly, I will write for. I'll just copy paste it. Hmm. This one is languages. This one is cities, and this one is countries. Okay, we don't need this. And if we run all of it, then you can see we have all our data sets here, which we had already exported from our Python pandas to SQL database. Okay, now let's jump into writing our first SQL query. Hi guys. So actually there was a huge problem while I was recording this video. What had happened was while I was recording this video, my laptop was connected to my Bluetooth earphones, which were acting as a mic. And due to some issues, I had to shift to a different room while recording this video. And what had happened was I had left my Bluetooth earphones, which are acting as a mic, in the same room in which I was initially recording. So when I had shifted to a different room, I was recording the video, but there was no audio recorded. The earphone did not catch any sound from so far away, and because of which that video has just the video playing and no audio. I will play this video, play the original video without no sound in a I will increase the speed and I will show you what had actually happened. because I had recorded that video, and after that I was so devastated. I was not in a mood to record anything else because of that silly blunder that I had made, a huge rookie mistake. But I learned from it, and it is always advisable that you learn from your mistakes and try your best to never repeat them. So here I am again, and I'm sorry if there are any changes in the voice, in the volume, or in the video or in a video of mine that is playing, because I'm recording in a completely new setting since the original video had went wrong. It went south because of the reasons that I mentioned just now. So without any further delay, let's get started. Let's start solving our questions. So I'll go to my MS SQL or the SSMS here. Then let's start solving one by one. I will zoom it a little so that you guys can see. And let's bring the other questions down. Good. Now, let's read the first question. List all the regions. Okay, before that, I have written all the queries here beforehand, just so that I can show you the data. Once again, I'm showing you the data here in this video. I don't remember if I had shown in the video previously. Some part of it actually has sound, so I will put that part initially first, and then this new recording would continue. Okay, now let's see. Here are the four tables. Here, this is the currencies table with the country code and currency name. Then we have the languages table, then the cities table, and at last we have the country name table. Okay, good. Now let's see the first question and zoom it a little for guys. I guess you are able to see this much. It is not that zoomed out, I guess. Good. Now, the question says list all the regions and the total number of countries in each region. Order the results by country count in descending order. Okay. Now, you want two things, regions and the count of countries in that region. So you would basically want to extract the data from the countries table, right? Because here you talked about the region and the countries. And if you see the countries data set, then this is the countries data set, and it has the country name, country code 2 and 3, region, and the sub-region. Basically, we want the region, right? So we will have to query from the countries table. Okay, so let's start. So we do first select from countries. Select from countries. Okay, I have to change the database, I mean. Okay, from countries. Now, this is one thing that you need to keep in mind while you're doing in MS SQL. Always choose the correct database from where you have stored your data. Initially, you can see on the left hand side top corner that there's a drop down list from which you can select your database name. Initially it was in the model database I had selected. That's why you can see the red line appears here, because there is no country dataset in the model database, right? So that's why we will select our correct database, that is the panda study. Now you can see there is no red line here, which means that the country's dataset is present in the panda study, and it is same for all the other datasets with which we will now write our SQL queries upon. Okay, now we selected from countries. Now we want a region and total number of countries. We can do this by finding out the count. We will do count star as country count. Now using count star is important because in count star we also include the negative, I mean the null values. You can also write count 1. With that also you will get your correct count. But you should avoid or rarely use count, rarely use a column name inside the count function. Okay, because if you use a column name here, it will also remove the negative null values. Okay, but like I know that in this table we do not have any null values, but for the sake of safety, you should always use count star or count 1 from countries. Then we will have to order by the country count in descending order, right? I will do order by country count and desk. I hope with this we will get our answer. Let's check. No, one thing we left here was the group by, right? Because since we are using an aggregating function count here, so we will have to write group by here. Group by the non-aggregated column, which is region in this case. Okay. Now let's run our table. As you can see, we have gotten our results, and it is ordered by the country in country count in descending order. Okay. With this, we complete our first question. Now let's move to the second one. I will reduce this part a bit. Good. Now, the second question. The second question says, list all the sub-regions and the total number of cities in each sub-region. Order the results alphabetically by sub-region name. Okay. Now here you will need two tables, the cities table and the countries table, right? So let's first see the both the tables here. We have the cities table and countries table. If I'll run these two, here you can see you can join these two tables on the basis of country code 2 column. Okay. Now, one thing I would like to talk about here is, let's say if I do select count. Okay. And if I do the same thing here and here. Okay. Now, if I run these two columns, you will see that in the cities dataset, we have 44,000 rows, but in the countries dataset, we only have 257 rows. Okay. Now, if we are going to use join, it is better to use the left join first, and second, on what countries, on which dataset. So I would like to keep the cities dataset in the left and then join the countries dataset on that, because in cities dataset we have more rows. And if we do the reverse, like if we join the countries table, if we join the cities table on the countries table, then we will lose all the data. Why? Because we have lesser number of rows in the countries dataset. Okay. Now I will just reverse it so that it will help us. Okay. Now let's go back. So I would do select from cities C, join countries N on C dot country code equal to N dot country code. Okay. Now with this we want sub-region, and since the sub-region is in the countries dataset and we have aliased the countries dataset as N, we will write N dot country name. Yes, N dot sub-region. Then we will do count as city count, and after that we will do the group by N dot subregion, and then we have to order the results by alphabetically, by subregion name. Okay, got it. So order by again N dot subregion. Okay. Now with this, I guess we will get our query. Now if I run this, so here you can see that our query has been successfully executed and we have gotten our answers, that in each subregion we have this amount of city count. Okay. So for your convenience, you can also order by the city count in descending order to see in which country you have the most, in which sub-region you have the most number of cities. Okay, so let's run this here. Now it is ordered by as per the sub-region first and then the city count. Okay, moving on to the third question. It says, list all the countries and the total number of cities in the northern Europe sub-region. Display country names in uppercase. Then we will order by two conditions: length of the country name and country name alphabetically. Okay, easy one. There is nothing much to think about. So first we will do the join by, because we need to find the number of cities and the countries. So I will just copy paste this part here, that we will join like this. Okay. Now we have gotten the table. Now we want the countries and the total number of cities in the northern Europe sub-region. So we will have to use a where clause to filter out where n dot sub-region equal to Northern Europe. Okay. Now we want the country names in uppercase, so we will select n dot country name, and we will use the upper function, upper, and alias it as country name and the total number of cities. So we will again use the count function as city count. We have the upper country names in the uppercase and the city count. Then we will do the order by part, which should be done at the last. Before that, we will do group by the country names, and then order by length of the country name first. So we will do use the length function. The length function calculates the length of the string. Okay, ascending, and then the country name alphabetically. So upper dot country name. Okay, now let's check this query. Okay, I missed the bracket here. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, our query has been executed successfully, and we have gotten our results. We have a table here with the country names which are in completely uppercase, and then we have the city count, and the table is arranged first according to the length of the country name, then in the ascending order of the alphabetical ways in which the country name will appear. Okay, or you can say in the lexicographic order, like in the order in which the words would appear in a dictionary. Okay, so with this we are done with the third question. Let's move to fourth question. List all the countries and the total number of cities in the Southern Europe sub-region that were inserted in the year 2021. Capitalize the country names and order by these two conditions. Okay, good. Uh, kind of similar to the previous question that we did. So we will copy paste some of the parts of the code. So again, the joining part would be completely same. And here we will use the Southern Europe because our sub-region is Southern Europe. This is just a second. Yes, this is Southern Europe. Okay. And one more condition that we will need here is that it should be inserted in the year 2021. Okay. So I will use and year, year of what? Insert. Insert date is in cities dataset. Okay, you can check it. C dot insert date equal to 2021. Okay. Now we have used this condition. We have used this Southern Europe sub-region filter. Now we want the countries. So we will use this because it is the same thing, right? And order the results alphabetically by, okay, so we need to capitalize the country names which I have already done using upper. Then we will order the results alphabetically by uh, the last letter of the country name. Okay, so this is something new that we will see here. How to extract the last letter of the country name. So there's a function in MS SQL called as write. So okay, so in the write function, you pass your string first and then a integer number, then a number which shows that till what position you want the digits to be extracted from the right. Okay, so let's say I have a string name, cities. Okay, now if I do write uh, cities 1, it will return me s. Similarly, if I do write cities 2, then it will return me es. Okay. Similar manner, if you will do 3, it will return you IES. Okay. So we will use this write function here to extract the last letter. Here we will do group by because we have used the count function. So we will use now we will order by write, then the country name and 1 because we want the last letter of the country name. So I guess it's in ascending only, so no need to write descending here. And the number of cities. Number of cities will be this. Now let's see. Okay, now here we have the answer. This is our query that we have executed successfully. Here you can see that the country names are actually arranged in the last letter of the country name and in an alphabetical order. Okay, so you can see in the last letters we all have A only. Let's zoom in a little. You can see A. Then we have E, L, N, O. These are arranged in the alphabetical order of the alphabetically by the last letter of the country name. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. I hope you guys are able to understand what all the questions we are solving, how I am solving, how the logic is developed, and how we are able to use the functions in the correct way possible. So if you have watched this video till now and if you like this, please consider liking the video and commenting your feedback so that I will get to know if I'm doing a good job or not. And your comments matter a lot because since I'm in the initial phase of starting this YouTube channel, I have the liberty to read each and every comments and act on the feedback that I'm getting. So it would be really helpful for me to, if you guys comment on the video, and consider liking, subscribing the channel also to see similar kind of content, and share this video with all your friends who are preparing for data analyst roles or business analyst roles, or just trying to improve their skills in SQL and Python or other data analytics tools. Okay. Now, let's continue with our fifth question. List all the countries in the Asia region that did not have any city inserted between June 2021 and September 21, and order the results alphabetically by country name. Okay, so now this is a very interesting question here. Now we will do something different from what we were doing previously. Okay, first we want to list all the countries. Okay, we do not want any city count here, just like we were doing earlier. We just want the country names. Okay, now from countries C, or rather N only, following the previous nomenclature, join city C on N dot country code 2. But why is it not showing? Okay, if I let select star, then I guess it will work, right? If I'll do city dot, yes, now it is prompting because I guess if we do not write the select statement in the MS SQL, it does not prompt the column name that we need to write. Okay, so we have select, yes, we have joined this table now, and we want the countries only in the Asia region. Okay, now we will use the where condition, where n dot country name is equal to Asia. And now for this condition that did not have any city inserted between June 2021 and September 2021, I would like to do this filtering while joining itself. Okay, I will tell you why. Before that, I will use left join here, and the date would be like this. I will use the filter condition of the range of the dates, which is June 21 to September 21, here in the join clause itself. Okay, so I will write, and I will write in the next column, and C dot insert date between, I will mention the range here. Okay, between 2021, June is 6th, yes, the number of month is 6, and 01, the 1st of June till between, and 2021, September is 9, and we have 30 days in September. Okay, so 30. Okay, where country name is Asia. Okay, now we have used this condition, and yes, now I will explain why I used in the join clause itself. What happens is when we will join this on the basis of, since it is a large aggregation, right? We have insert dates from, we do not know the range of insert date, right? And it is a large part of the table, since we have 44,000 plus rows in the cities dataset, and we want only the dates which are in this range. Okay, so what happens is when you left join this, when you left join, the see, let's say here we have the countries table, here we have the cities table, okay, and here we have the cities table only between the range 6 between June to September, okay. Now when we will join this, the dates which are outside this range, okay, like before June 2021 and after September 2021, when they will get joined, they will show null values. Okay, if you will do left join, if you will do just inner join, then the null values will be deleted. But we do not want that. Why? Because we need to list all the countries in the Asia region that did not have any city inserted. We have to find the reverse of it. We do not want to find the cities that were inserted in this range, but outside this range. Okay. So for this, we use left join so that we get the null values, and we will use the filter condition to find the country names which is in Asia, in the Asian region, and then we will find the rows which are null values. Okay. So here I did one mistake. We will write this one as region, and then what we will do is we will see where we have the null values. Okay. Okay. So for example, if I just run this query as of now, let's see. Now, if I run this query here, you can see that the insert date between June. Okay, this is a part of June. This one is also part of June. Okay, so if I scroll a little bit, is it showing all the rows? I'm skeptical about it. Okay, so I was finding a data which is in which we have the null values that I was talking about. Okay, so for the time being, I will hide myself. Wait a minute. Okay. So now I guess now you are able to see me. Now you are able to see the entire screen. Here you can see that in this row we have all the null values. This shows that the insert date of this particular country name, region, sub-region, it does not lie between the range. Okay. So this country is Singapore. So let's say if you want to, okay, we will check this later on, but let's solve this query first. Now, since we want the null values, I will write and c dot country code to. Yes, we need the C, we need the country code null parts of the country code to column of the cities dataset. Why? Because we are joining the city dataset, right? Is null, is null, and then we need to order by a country name. Okay, order by n dot country name. I guess with this we complete our query here. Now, if I run this, I do not have to select all, right? I just have to select the country name, and I will use distinct here in case I encounter some uh, duplicate values. Okay, and dot country name as country name. Okay, now let's, if I run this, so here you can see our query has been successfully executed. Now to check, okay, I will show you. I will ju- just in case to show that this query is correct. I will show you. I will first bring myself back, activate, and good. Okay. Now I will show you how this is right, how this query is correct. Okay. So for example, we have Singapore. Okay. Now if I'll go here from countries, if I'll write where country name is equal to Singapore. Okay. And I will have to join this, right? Okay. So if I'll do select from countries C, join, I mean left join cities N on C dot country code equal to N dot country code. Okay. Singapore. Yes. Now, if I run this, why I use the join clause here to show the insert date of the Singapore country. So here you can see this is our Singapore table, and here the insert date is of February. Okay, I hope you're able to see this. That the insert date is of 17th February, which is outside our range. Okay, now with this code, we are now completely certain and sure that our query is right, and there is no problem with it. Okay, with this we complete 5 questions here, and I guess I will complete the rest of the questions in the next video. Otherwise, it will go too long, and I do not want that you will have to complete all the videos in one sitting. So you can practice these five questions here, and I would suggest you to first see the question and write the queries by yourself, and then see my solutions, because these queries are not that difficult. If you have good enough practice of around 1 to 2 months with SQL, and you know all the basic functions, then you will be able to do it. The main part is the logic that some people might not be able to develop even after practicing for 1 to 2 months, but that's fine. You are at your beginner phase, and logic is something that takes time. It is in itself a skill. Critical thinking, logical reasoning, problem solving, these are the skills that are required and kind of mandatory for a data analyst to have. And yes, with practice only you can develop these skills. So with that, I would like to end this video here, and thank you so much for watching till the end. Again, as usual, you know your part as a viewer to like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel so that you continue to see these kind of videos in the future again. And with that, thank you so much and happy learning. Goodbye.